So the question of the day has been, Dr. Taylor, how long does weed stay in my system? So that's going to depend on a few things. One, how often you use it, how much you use, your genetics, how quickly you metabolize it, break it down, and honestly, how fat you are. How much fat do you have? Because cannabis is stored in the fat. So the more fat you have, the more spaces your body has to store THC. So you can see here that one time use, you can expect to be positive for about a week. If you do it 2, 3 times a month, it's about 2 weeks. If you are a chronic daily user, it could go up to months, maybe up to 2, 3 months. It kind of depends on those factors: genetics, fat storage, hydration status. Also, it depends on the test. Some tests are more sensitive than others. Most of the tests that are used for job drug detection are going to have a threshold that's a little higher, because if they're too sensitive, then you'll pick up people who they get secondhand exposure. Now, in order to trigger a standard test positive with secondhand exposure, it's like being in a car with somebody that's smoking for 2 hours. And then in those situations, that is what you're looking at to trigger a second hand smoke situation positive. As an adult, children, there have been studies and reports that at lower doses they can trigger a test positive at much lower exposure levels. But for an adult, you're looking at a pretty significant exposure before you can say, hey, I didn't smoke, that was my homeboy, that was my homegirl, I was just like in the living room with her. That's probably not going to fly. But if you were in the car for a couple of hours, that might carry some more greater legitimacy. All right, and then there is the type of test regarding what they pull from your body to look at. So you can see that there's blood, 36 hours, detection period, like I said, up to a week, 3 months, depending on how long you've been using. Hair test, you can see that can't detect it right away, which makes sense because it takes time to get into your hair. Saliva, urine. So there's different types of tests. They have different cutoff points. They have different levels of sensitivity, and that is going to be influenced by you, your genetics, your metabolic rate, but also your body habitus, your fat content, and how frequently you smoke, and honestly what you smoke, right? Or how you do your cannabis. I shouldn't say smoke. How you take in your cannabis. So if it's high concentration cannabis, K2, some of the synthetic cannabinoids, it could stay higher longer and trigger the test positive at what would be lower exposure levels. So I hope that helps.